So this next coding example is that of a bubble sort. So a bubble sort is a common Java, senior Java interview question. They want to see if you know how to do a bubble sort, even though you will never use a bubble sort because Java has built-in sorting functionality. So you'll never use it, but they want to see if you know how to write a bubble sort by hand. So let's begin. First thing I'm going to do is create a new class called bubble sort. I'm going to create a method called bsort, which will have my bubble sort functionality. So I'm going to be running this bubble sort function in the same class that I created it in. So this is going to be a main class, standard main class, public, static, void, main method takes the argument of string array args, standard main class. Alright, so I'm going to create a method called bsort. That's going to return an array of integers, primitive integers. You'll be passing it a array of unsorted integers. Now, one of the first characteristics of a bubble sort is it has a flag that's used in the bubble sort. So I'm going to create this flag. It's a Boolean variable called changed. And I'm going to set it to false. Initially, it's going to be set to false. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to create a do while loop. So my do while loop is going to be do while changed which means do while change equals true. So what this do while is going to do is we're going to enter into the do loop and then do some processing and then exit, and then it's going to check to see if this change equals true. So since I'm passing an array of integers, I'm going to do a for loop. So for every element in my array, I'm going to be going through and checking it to see if to check the sorting of that element. So let me create the for loop for int I equals the starting of the array. Arrays start at 0 and end with whatever the length is, -1. So I'm then going to say if I is less than unsorted, which is the array length -1, then increment. Increment my I. Now, the next thing I'm going to do, so within my for loop, I got an if statement. So I'm going to say if, I'm going to be checking if my unsorted array value, which is at the current I value, is greater than the next value. So if if the current value is greater than the next value, then that has to be sorted. It's out of order. So I create a temporary variable which is going to hold the current value I then move the value after the current value into the previous value. So moving that the next value into the previous value. And then I'm going to move the value that I held in the temporary field into the next value. So now my current value is going to hold the value that was in the next value because it was above that value. So it's sorting. It's sorting the value. So now my the current value holds the low value. The next value holds the higher value that I moved in from my temp. And if that occurs, changed equals true. So if I exit this loop, change will be true. But first I have to set, because if this loop change is true and it hits here, there's no way I have to, within, it's just going to loop to my do, to the top of the do. So before I get to my for loop, I'm going to have to change, I'm going to have to set the change equals false at the top. So this structure here is going to do my sort. So it's going to loop through the do while, and if any changes occur within this loop, then it's going to loop through again, and it's going to perform this for loop again, and then it's going to do it until until the array is in, until the entire array is in sorted order, and change will be false, because it will not, because it's not going to ever get into, fall into this if statement and modify this change variable as true. So once it gets here and change is false, it's going to exit. So now I want to just return, I want to return this unsorted array, because now it's supposed to be sorted. Alright, so so now to test this, I'm going to create an array of integers. An int array unsorted equals '87, 34, 2, 72, 5, 11, 50, 39, 60. Alright, so just a simple list of sorted arrays. Alright, so now I'm going to test this. So I'm going to test it in the console. So I'm going to go system out print line. So I go my B sort. We'll pass my unsorted. Well, I want to print this. I want to print the output, so I'm going to have to, I want to print it to string. So I'm going to use the arrays helper method to string. Because it's returning an array, so, but it's of integers, I want to convert it to string. And now we're going to test this. File, save. We're going to test this to see if this unsorted array becomes a sorted array. test bubble sort, run as Java application. And as we can see, my unsorted array is now sorted. And this concludes the bubble sort coding test example. This is a common test if you're a senior Java developer and you're applying for a job at Amazon, Google, some of the financial companies. So, it's just something good to learn. Even though you will never use it, it's good to learn. With that, I say peace.